Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to open the July Elves box by Sophie and Toffee. This video is not sponsored, I bought this box with my own money. The first thing we see when we open this box is the cheat sheet with all the information and user instructions. Now next up we have this grey, I think it's air dry clay for stone and pot making. And then we have some crystal art gels in yellow, green and white. We also get 3 bottles of their pre-colored UV resin in forest green, orange and grey. And we also have this bag with a tiny house, a log bench thing and a shell. Next up we have 2 types of rocks, some smaller ones and some larger. And 5 toothpicks. And we also have some succulent molds. We get this blue sand type stuff and this huge box with flowers. And we have another one of the succulent molds. And last but not least, we got the 2-part terrarium. Now let's have a look into the booklet. First thing we see is the contest winners from last month's box. And here we have Sophie and Toffee's information. So apparently the art gel, the dry stone clay, the molds, the flowers and the pebbles and the toothpicks are regular items, and the pre-colored UV gels, the tiny houses, the large pebbles, the sand and the terrarium thing are for the premium members. First I wanted to try out these molds and I just used the pre-colored UV resin. I didn't know how much to fill them, so I had a bit of overflow. I was struggling to get these parts to stick together, and later on I realized that you're supposed to cut the outer rim off so you have more like petal shapes. And I tried to salvage the green parts, but it didn't work. But I managed to make it work with the other mold. My main DIY I'm going to make today is this terrarium. And I'm using my own UV resin that I got from Amazon and mixing it in with the sand to get an ocean-like color. And next up I wanted to create a little island, sort of, with all the rocks they included. So I just randomly threw them in and placed them where they seemed to fit. I wanted my scene to look kind of fairy-like, so I added a base to the house from one of the succulent molds. And I also made a little tree out of copper wire. Now I won't show how I added the flowers to the tree, since it was really difficult to film. And I also added some little plant material and moss to the scene to make it look more natural. And lastly I added the little succulent that I got out of this mold. And I just filled the rest of the base with some clear UV resin, and with the white art gel I gave it some seafoam type waves. And here you have it. This is my little scenery I created with the July Elves box. I really like how it turned out. And I have to say that this month's box really was one of the better ones. Please tell me in the comments down below if you got the Elves box and what would you create with it. I'd really love to read your answers. Anyways, stay healthy. Bye!